It is 5:15. Thanks for being with us here on Channel 3 Eyewitness News today on a Thursday morning, a storm alert weather day here at Channel 3 as we have some nasty weather rolling into the Tennessee Valley in just a little bit. Meteorologist David Karnes is tracking the timing of rain and possibly snow for some folks. David?
Yeah, looking at it, all rain right now. This is our high-res radar, and you can see these darker greens. That's where we are getting some pretty solid rain moving through. The light green is just light drizzles, but still enough to create some wet roadways, and all of that is lifting north and northeast, so it is going to be a very wet go for you this morning. Fortunately, right now at least, temperatures are well into the 40s, and we're not looking at anything changing over yet, but temperatures, we're recording our daytime highs right now. Temperatures are going to be falling through much of the day today. And as those temperatures fall, some of this is going to change over, like you said a moment ago, into a wintry, slushy mess, especially in some of the higher elevations. So folks going slow up and down the ridge cut with our view@missionridge.com camera, even though we do have a nice little layer of wetness on the ridge cut and many other places around the Tennessee Valley at this hour. But you can see, again, temperatures not supporting anything but rain. 43 in Mount Eagle, 43 in Murphy. And one misunderstanding is that it has to get to all these numbers would have to be 32 degrees for the rain to change over into snow. Well, not so much. We look at the temperature a little bit higher up in the atmosphere. That's where it changes to snow. And if it's even in the mid to upper 30s on the surface, it can still maintain as snow and even accumulate on the ground. So those are the numbers that we'll be looking for as we head through the day today. Now, rainfall amounts, just rain, and you know how rainy it has been. We could do without a drop of rain. We'd be fine. But rainfall amounts of about a quarter to a half an inch of rain, Chattanooga and northward. South of Chattanooga, about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain is expected with this system pushing through. And the snowfall amounts, now again, this is a wet, slushy snow. I think everybody's going to stay above freezing, even on the plateau, where we're widespread expecting about 1.5 to 2.5 inches of snow. But I pointed out some of the little hot spots which showed anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of snow. But that's the exception rather than the rule. And about an 1.5 to 2.5 inches of snow is likely. This is basically from Dunlap northward. This is also where we have our winter weather advisory. Moving over to the Blue Ridge, just about the same. You can see a little quiet area here. I'm a little suspect of that. I would say pretty much the same on the plateau as what you can expect in the Blue Ridge. Again, about 1.5 inches, maybe up to 2 inches of snow. Fairly widespread, and then localized spots getting a little bit more than that. But once again, this is going to be surrounded by a lot of rain, and it's going to be very slushy. Now, Vipercast trying to paint in a little bit of that changing over into some decent snow showers right between Dade and Walker County. So we'll keep an eye out for that. A little more suspect of that, but there's some elevation there, so it wouldn't rock my world if that happened. But you can see in the valley pretty much nothing but rain. Somebody on Facebook yesterday circled that and called it the Valley of Nada. So if you want to call it that, what have you, it's pretty much just going to be very rainy as we make our way through. Here's our Vipercast, and it's showing 6 o'clock rain. It's all rain and nothing more. It will be after about 8 o'clock when we start to see some of that changing over into that wintry mix up toward the Blue Ridge, up on the Cumberland Plateau. All of the blue obviously representing snow. And if you'll notice, this is not solid. This is mixed in with rain. The rain barely changing over as we move through. And it's just going to be a slushy, wet, nasty mess. I think the biggest travel risk is going to be in these higher elevations, not because of ice on the roads, but because of slush on the roads. Again, mixing with that rain, it's just going to be slushy and nasty and not safe to drive in that much at all. In the valley, even if we see a little bit of this changing over into snow briefly, and I don't think you're going to see much of that, you're still looking at the surface temperatures not supporting anything on the roads other than wet roads. That'll be the big problem in the valley, and you can see how that again changes over into some of that snow in Dade Walker County, but again, that's surrounded by a lot of rain, and just slushy conditions will be the biggest threat. So moving on through 3 o'clock, still temperatures will be very chilly, and we'll still see that rain-snow mix in the higher elevations, rain mainly in the valley. And then late this afternoon, it clears out really after 3, 4 o'clock, and we will see cold, breezy weather settling in. Now, because of the breezes, most of the rain will be gone. The precipitation moisture will be gone. If there is any left over, it's going to freeze. We're going to have temperatures in the low to mid 20s on Friday morning, only climbing into the 40s on Friday afternoon, and it'll be pretty chilly and dry and sunny as we head into Saturday as well. Again, we talked about the snowfall amounts. Winter weather advisories in effect, Dunlap and northward and up toward the Blue Ridge Mountains, east of Dalton, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and up into Murphy. So 47, we've already hit the high today. Now we're going to be cooling down, rainy and windy. Some of the rain changing to snow in the higher elevations. And then tonight, as we clear out, 26 for the low in Chattanooga. It's going to drop down into the low to mid 20s, pretty widespread. We'll keep an eye for areas of patchy black ice tomorrow morning, but I don't think it's going to be a widespread problem, but we'll still keep an eye out for it. And your Storm Alert 7-day forecast, Storm Alert weather day today, and then breezy and cold on Friday. Pretty chilly morning Saturday and Sunday, and then a nice little warm up. Still going to be cool jacket weather, but nice for the weekend, and then rain moves back in, maybe even late Sunday night, but really through the day on Monday, more rain expected.
Well, it's good to give us a few days to dry out. Yesterday I was walking along the river and the levels are still
really high.
high.
Yeah, we're not talking about flooding anymore, but all the river levels are still just poised, waiting for another burst of rain to make those rivers go above their banks. And this half an inch, I don't think it'll cause any more flooding so much, but it will just exacerbate what's already there and prepare us for Monday when we could get some heavier rainfall.
All right, David, we'll be watching. I know you will too. Thank you. And we